At my best friend's wedding, the groom called me a nickname only 2 people on earth ever knew, and one of them is my dead brother. Sadie has been my best friend since our sophomore year. She drove 9 hours to my brother's funeral in a car with no heat. She read the part I couldn't get through. She's the closest thing I have to family. So when she asked me to stand up at her wedding, I cried in my car. Then I called my dead brother's phone and told him about it, like every Sunday for 4 years. I'd never met her fiancé, Callum. 2 years of long distance. 1 video call where he waved. The wedding was in his hometown, 6 hours out. I drove up 2 days early. At the rehearsal dinner, he came over to thank me for coming. We hugged normal. Then he stepped back and said, "It's so good to finally meet you, Cricket." My whole body went cold. Cricket. That's what Ronnie called me since I was 5, because I talked so much he said I sounded like a cricket in the yard. Nobody else ever used it. Not our parents. He'd been dead 4 years. He never met Callum. "What did you just call me?" Callum's smile didn't move. "Sorry, what?" I said, "It's good to meet you." "No, you called me Cricket." He laughed. "Why would I call you that?" Sadie came over. "Everything okay?" I looked at her. 14 years of her. "Did Ronnie ever tell you what he called me?" She frowned. "Like a nickname?" "No, never." I went to the bathroom, ran cold water on my wrists, told myself I'd misheard. Cricket, ticket, thicket, the drive, the noise, the open bar. I went back out and ate my dinner, but I started watching him. The way he looked at me when he thought I was busy. The way he never left me alone with Sadie. The way he asked if I still hated driving at night. That night I couldn't sleep. I looked him up. Callum Wells. LinkedIn. Medical sales. Facebook. Mostly Sadie. He was a normal man. So I stopped looking at him and looked at my phone. 2 in the morning on a Wednesday, and I called Ronnie anyway. It rang 4 times. Then the robot read the digits back, the way it has since his voice came off the greeting. I said what I always say. "Hey, it's me." Then I opened the wedding group chat, where Sadie had sent everyone Callum's number. I scrolled up. I read it twice. It was Ronnie's number. Numbers get recycled. You die. The carrier gives it to somebody else. Nobody tells your family. Ronnie died in March. By April, it belonged to a stranger. And I called it every Sunday for 4 years. From my car, from parking lots, from the bathroom at work. I told him about my promotion. I told him when I got left. I told him I was scared. I told him about Sadie constantly, because she was the only thing that didn't hurt. I thought I was talking to nobody. I was leaving 4 years of voicemails on a stranger's phone. I called Sadie. "Come to my room, now." Alone. She came in her pajamas. I showed her the number and watched her face do what mine did. "That's not possible," she said. "That's his number. He's had it since before I met him." "When did you meet him?" 3 years ago. He came up to me in a pharmacy and asked if I was okay. She went quiet. Then she said it. He knew I hated my middle name. The first week. I never told him. I thought it was charming. I told Ronnie that. 2 months before she met him, in a parking lot, talking into the dark. Callum didn't find Sadie. I handed her to him, 1 Sunday at a time. I called the police. They asked what the crime was. He has my dead brother's number and listened to 4 years of my voicemails. It's his number, they said. They were left on his phone. Callum hadn't broken 1 law. He just sat in the dark and let me talk. I kept digging. One of those people search sites. $9. Callum Wells. 36. Known phone numbers. 9. 1 was Ronnie's. I didn't recognize the other 8. The oldest goes back to 2009. He'd have been 19. I found him in the groom's room the morning of the wedding, doing his cuffs. "I know what your phone number is," I said. His hands stopped. He went very still, the way people do when the waiting is over. "I know you've had it 4 years. I know you never recorded a greeting. I know there are 8 more. He looked at me in the mirror. "Cricket," he said, soft. "What do you want from me?" "Nothing. You called every Sunday for 4 years and you talked to me the way nobody ever has. I knew it wasn't meant for me. I knew that the whole time. I let it happen anyway." "And Sadie?" He fixed his cuff. "You said she was the only good thing you had left. 4 years, and she was the only thing you ever sounded happy about. I wanted to know what that was like, to be somebody's only good thing." Sadie didn't marry him. She moved back east, and we don't talk anymore. I don't blame her. She spent 3 years being loved by a man who only found her because I said her name out loud into a dead phone.